Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Kay Cote, and I'm your podcast host here in Central Texas. And today on the show, we have Ruben Pena, CEO of Texas Construction, as my guest. And we're going to talk all about his business, his journey to business ownership, challenges, and some best practices that he's learned along the way to give you that inside look to what it's like to own and operate a business. If this is your first time on our channel, be sure to like and subscribe to get notifications when we drop episodes like this. Welcome, Jesse. It's so great to meet you.
It's great to meet you too.
Well, let's dive in. Tell me a little bit about yourself and a little bit about Texas construction.
Okay, well, Jesse Pena, I'm a 36-year-old business owner, entrepreneur here in DFW, Texas. Our office space is in Richland Hills, Texas, which is like a little small area of Fort Worth. And I've been doing construction for just over 12 years. Prior to that, I was in the Marine Corps, the United States Marine Corps. I served for 4 years in that. In there, I did a little bit. I deployed. I was stationed all over the place: California, Florida, Arizona, and really, my goal was whenever I joined the military was to be a firefighter. I wanted to go out, go to the military, get my 4 years, and come out and be a firefighter. And long story short, that's not what played out for me. I ended up getting out and getting into construction in order to kind of make ends meet while I was trying to get hired on as a firefighter, and it just started taking off, and at first I kind of felt like I was selling myself short by not continuing to pursue that, but what it's blossomed into has just been way more beneficial in my opinion. So it's been great. Yeah,
Definitely. Well, sometimes we have those pivots in life, right?
absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, well, let's dive in. Tell me a little bit more about Texas construction. Like, what are you primarily like? What is your place in the market of construction? Are you building homes, commercial? What are you doing over there?
Yeah, so we started off, doing residential like most construction companies. We're small guys, just doing what we could, getting the jobs that we could. And then we ended up transitioning over to strictly commercial about 5 years ago. And we handle, local municipalities. We do a lot of education, we do colleges and middle school, K through 12, um, all kinds of education. We do healthcare, and sometimes we get into like restaurants and whatnot, whatever pops up. But our meat and potatoes of our business is education and healthcare in the commercial space. So and look, that's just our construction side. But another huge part of what we're doing right now is we started and founded the Texas Construction School, which is a nonprofit organization with the mission of spreading awareness about construction and the construction industry to specifically the youth. We are going to high schools and talking to the youth, letting them know that construction is a great opportunity, a great, you can come to this industry and make some money, because for the longest time I feel like everybody looks at construction as you're either a crackhead or a convict, and that's just not the it's true, and I guess we're trying to make construction sexy again. That's our goal, because you can really come here and make a lot of money. You could also struggle, for your whole time in construction. So just like any industry, but with the school, we do things like workshops, and we host events. We do courses on training, different areas of construction. We do drywall training, framing and ceilings, and just a whole bunch of different unique stuff. But one of the coolest things that we're working on is something that I'm so excited about, but it's going to be called the Texas Construction Olympics. And so pretty much it will be like Olympic style games for these tradesmen to come, and they compete, amongst each other to win prizes like tools. We've had, Milwaukee Tools, which is one of the bigger tool companies out. They literally come by like every week, it seems like, to our shop to kind of we negotiate and see what they can offer, and they donate tools and we give them away. And the cool thing about that is we're able to recognize the existing workforce. There's these guys that are working countless hours, to make a paycheck, but we need them for our infrastructure in society. We need plumbers. We try flushing your toilet without plumbers, the poop's just going to come right back up. So
Truth.
yeah. So that's like something cool that we're able to recognize these tradesmen and just give them an opportunity to win something and to kind of compete and make it fun at the same time. So
Oh,
Yeah.
This is really fun because you're really building a community around your business. Like
Yeah.
it sounds like that, like you're taking that initiative to build that community. And, it takes a great team to make things happen. So I want to kind of take it back and talk a little bit about your team. How many team members do you have right now? And are you growing? And kind of what's your team look like?
Yeah, so we're a family business. So it's myself, my younger brother, and my younger sister in the office. My wife as well. But the five of us are the office, and then we have upwards of 40 guys out in the field working. But the beauty about construction is we have this huge 72 square foot 7,200 square foot office space with a classroom and all these amenities and stuff, and it's empty. It's literally empty all the time because we're in construction. We make our money out in the field. So
Yeah.
like I said, in the office it's three or four of us, and out in the field we have upwards of 40 guys, yeah, out there hooking and jabbing. So
Oh, wow. Well,
yeah.
are they contracted or are they employees? How do you work that?
Yeah, it's a mix of both. We have
Okay.
several W-2 employees, which those guys are really transitioning into a unique position within our company where they're actually, I mean, they were for the longest time, when we were struggling to make ends meet, they were the ones doing the jobs for us, doing all the work. And we would just take material. My brother and I would take material to them, get them going. We, make sure that they had everything they need, and then they'd do the job. Well, we've kind of gotten into this position to where now these W-2 employees we have, they all have company trucks and stuff. And so they literally just go into job sites, all bouncing around, dropping material off, communicating with the customer, communicating with the guys and stuff like that to really keep the ball rolling, to free up my time. I mean, that's really what I'm here for. I've been working countless hours a week forever. Like it feels good now. I'm able to breathe a little bit and do stuff like this. So
Oh, that's wonderful. That kind of actually goes perfectly into my next question, which is, where do you see most of your time being spent as the owner? Are you working more in the business or on the business? It sounds like you're kind of making a shift in there. So how does like your day to day look?
yeah, it's crazy. I'm so blessed. I have a 2-year-old son, and I like the last thing I ever wanted in my life was to have kids and not be able to be there for them. And man, I mean, I work 8 to 4, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday here at the office. But I mean, when I go home, I'm home. My phone rings occasionally or whatever, but it's been a great work-life balance for me. Nowadays, I mean, of course, when we first started, it wasn't. I was working all the time. My phone was constantly ringing and whatnot, but because I was able to let go, which is one of the hardest parts in business, especially as a entrepreneur or solopreneur, where you start something on your own, you're doing all the work yourself, letting go of the reins and letting other people step in and take those responsibilities to free up your time. That's like one of the hardest things to do. And fortunately, I've been able to do that with, my brother and sister helping out and taking on a huge part of the workload. And then, our long-term employees really stepping up, and I think that the reason that we're able to do that is because we've been so good about selling the vision of what we're doing. I mean, we have this massive vision of like we're the Disneyland of construction. That's we're Texas Construction. That's our company name. The Texas Construction School is our nonprofit, and we just have this massive vision of what we want to do. And so being able to portray that vision to our employees and everybody involved with us, it's crazy. Like people just jump up and raise their hand to go and be part of this. It's been awesome.
Oh, that is so fun. Well, I love the energy that you have behind it and the things that you're working on. Where do you want to go in the next 3 to 5 years?
Yeah, so I mean, that goes right into like my vision. So we already have a facility picked out that we want to purchase, but in the next 3 to 5 years, we want to upgrade our facility. We want to be, like I said, the hub here in North Texas for construction training. Also, one of the best contractors in the area. That's obviously every company's goal to be the best at what you do. So we want to be one of the best contractors in the area. But we want to be the hub where, and essentially, we have a material supply company integrated into our company. So a vertically integrated material supply company. Whenever we have a job, boom, hey, send it over to our material supply side. They put the materials on the truck, they send it out. Boom, they go to the job. And we have our sales department where they sell in jobs 24/7. Then we have our school department where our training facility where we're not only training, the community, but we're training our in-house guys, making sure that our in-house guys are constantly up to speed on the right techniques. There's technology is crazy in all areas, in the world right now. But in commercial construction, I mean, there's a lot of cool new products that are coming out that really help speed up the installation process of interior walls and stuff like that. So being able to provide that training in house at our facility is a huge goal for us. So yeah, definitely 3 to 5 years, we're gonna crush that. We're gonna do it in 2 years. So
Yes. That is amazing. It's so fun hearing about your plans and your goals and looking at you as a leader, taking it back, your leader into like your why. We'll start with that. What is your why behind construction and what really inspires you to be in this industry?
yeah, you know, I never really loved construction. I was born into it. All my family does construction, tile work and painters and all that stuff. All my family does that. I never loved it, but I'm good at it. I've been good at working with my hands my whole life. I mean, I've built tables and stuff just for fun. And that's not exciting to me though, like the actual construction part. What really motivates me though is helping others, inspiring others to chase their dreams. And I believe that construction is a great stepping stone at the very least for a lot of the young men and women coming out of high school. So let's back up a little bit. I didn't even tell you about this, but graduating high school, I was working for the local city that I was living in, the city of Irving, in the water department. And I didn't know where I wanted to be a firefighter, like I said, but you had to have 4 years of college education or 4 years of military service to qualify. I didn't have college. Let's just say college wasn't an option for me. Okay. So I decided to go to the military. My life was kind of going left instead of right. So I was like, I just got to go. And I used the military as a stepping stone. I wasn't some patriot. Of course, I love my country and all that, but when I did it, I was not excited about the military. I was going to better my life. Well, my message about construction is to the youth is listen, use construction as a stepping stone. If you don't want to go to college and you're not going to go to the military, you're going to join the workforce. So instead of going to Chipotle or McDonald's or wherever and doing that, consider construction. Come in here. You can come with no experience, get in here and make some money, and at the very least, figure out your life, but make money while you're doing it. And so,
Mm,
really, that's what drives me is to reach out to the youth. I feel like most of us are losing touch with working with our hands, with physical labor. We're letting technology and stuff take over all of that stuff, and we need to get back in touch with that. So that's really what drives me is to spread that message like, hey, don't just sit on your butt, come work, use your hands. At the very least, you'll know what the contractor's talking about when you're hiring him to renovate your kitchen. That's like, it's not going to hurt you to learn something about, to learn a trade. So that's really what's kind of driving this. So
that is so inspiring. And it's true. Everything in life is a stepping stone. And that's a really good opportunity that you're providing to young people who maybe aren't sure of what their next steps are in life, or maybe this is, being that option for them that they really need. So I think that's an incredible backstory to what you're doing. Thank you for sharing that. Kind of looking at your leadership style now, it sounds like you have a great leadership style in general. So I'd like to hear what is your leadership style in the company and how do you inspire the people you work with?
yeah, I mean, this is like something that's constantly changing for me because in the past I was more of a hands-on type of guy. Like, when somebody like say for instance, I'm giving somebody a task and they're doing it and they're not doing it to my standard, I would just, all right, get out of the way, move, I'm gonna do it. And I would take over. And it's been a growing, it's been hard for me to learn this, okay? Like, but to let them mess up, like to be able to give them a task, let them do it and do it wrong, or maybe not wrong, but just not to my standard, and then let them learn from
Hmm.
it. And
Yeah.
so I'm working on being more of a hands-off leader, to let them learn on their own through the experience because that's how I learned. I didn't have somebody that actually told me step by step, this is how you have to do everything. I had to learn it on my own. And I believe that that's really the best way for you to grasp grasp the concept whenever you mess it up. You learn it on your own, you fix it again, you try again, and then you mess it up again, and then you try again. So I guess you would say my leadership style is transitioning into more of a hands-off. We obviously have meetings and stuff and we talk about our goals and whatnot, but once everybody has their mission, go conquer your mission. I'm here if you need me. but I want to see you go and conquer your mission, ultimately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm, that's incredible. Kind of like going into looking at your business and kind of what you want to do. You're talking about these goals, these dreams, and everything. It's really inspiring. And I'd like to hear what is a challenge you maybe faced on your journey throughout business and how did you overcome it?
Um, the biggest challenge for me personally has been cash flow, like the finances portion of it, where
Hmm.
we starting off in construction, we're doing small jobs, 10, 5, 10,000, $20,000 jobs. Those are big jobs for us, when we start off, and that was hard to make ends meet. Realizing that a $10,000 job doesn't mean 10,000 in my pocket. 5,000 goes to labor, 2,000 to material. Then I got to save money for taxes. Then I got to feed my family. Then you're left with nothing. So
Hmm.
that's something that I'm continuing to have to overcome as we scale. Because now, we're doing $500,000 jobs, sometimes upwards of 1 million, and several of them at the same time. So trying to figure out how to make ends meet while we wait on checks, because sometimes you don't get paid for 2 months, 3 months when I send an invoice. So I mean, it stretches you very thin to the point where you almost want to break. I've been to that point
Yeah.
several times where I'm just like, I quit. Never quit, obviously, but that thought crosses your mind, and it's always because of the financial stress. The guys working, the employees and all that stuff. I'm a people person. I mean, I care about them personally before I care about them in the business. So that hasn't really been an issue for me. And customers, building a relationship is another thing that I'm great at. So that hasn't been an issue getting work. But keeping the cash flowing in the business while you're running all these projects, that is freaking insane to deal with, So that's my biggest obstacle. And I look forward to really getting over that. We're already like pretty much there. But 2025 is already just kind of shaping up to where it's like, okay, this is our breakthrough year. And it's taken me 12 years, unfortunately, to feel that, but you
Well,
know.
congratulations on the accomplishments you've seen. I think this is the things you've talked about are things that so many business owners are facing. And I really appreciate your transparency. And to anybody listening or watching this, be sure to like check this out a couple of times and hear, the great words that Jesse is saying here that it can help inspire you in every day. And so diving into a really fun part of our Q&A here is that we're going to get into some rapid fire questions where you answer very top of mind, the first thing that comes of mind. So there's four questions. Are you ready for some rapid fire?
I don't know. Let's do it.
All right. The first question is, what is the key to success for you?
Key to success for me is believing in yourself. You have to believe that you can do it. Some people would translate that into believing in God or other things, but it's all to me the same thing. You have to believe, and
Mhm.
without you believing that whatever it is possible, you're never going to be able to accomplish anything in this world. So definitely belief. I say
Mhm.
belief in myself because I mean, you can translate that to say, I believe in myself because God's working through me, or you can put it however you want to, fit what, your perspective, but belief is key to success in any industry.
Oh, that is true. Belief is huge. What is a key or what is a piece of advice you have for other business owners?
That, to be honest, okay, I'm going to say I'm talking to people that are smaller than me because when you ask me that question, I think of what am I going to tell other business owners, and I see other business owners as making all this money and stuff. So I'm going to ask them questions instead of giving them advice. But if I'm talking to somebody who's just starting off, in their entrepreneur journey, yeah, it goes back to that. Believe in yourself, but surround yourself with other people that believe in themselves and believe in your journey. Get really good at explaining what exactly your vision is. So that goes, you have to define your vision first, define exactly what it is you want to accomplish. If it's to make some money, well, how much money? Define it. And then you start telling your team, this is exactly what we're doing. This is our goal. And you get everybody on board. And guess what? If they're not on board, you got to replace them, man. So yeah, belief, have a vision, make sure that your vision is definite, and then make sure you can translate that vision to your whole team.
Definitely. That is great advice. And the third question is, what is a book? It could be also a piece of content like a podcast, something like that, that you've taken in most recently.
Um, a book that I've taken in recently, U Squared by Price Pritchett. It's a very small book,
Mm.
very easy to read. I mean, and it's a lot about your mindset. Like a lot of people think that in order to make more money or to accomplish more, you have to work harder and work more. That's not necessarily the case. I mean, you get to a certain point where you can't work any harder, and you're actually going to burn yourself out, and you could do more harm to your business or to your goals if you're putting too much time into it. So it's
Hmm.
more about just fixing your mindset to know, like, hey, I mean, yeah, I might have to be patient also, in this and aligning yourself with your goal versus trying to force your goal.
That is huge. That's a great book. And our final question is, if you could say wave a magic wand and rapidly improve one aspect of your business overnight, what would it be?
Sales. Yep.
Mm.
Sales drives cash flow, and that's that's the heartbeat of the company. So sell, sell, sell.
Well, let's definitely talk about where people can find you and we can start that process now. Drop your contact info for yourself and your business.
Yeah, so I am Jesse Pena on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Texas Construction at Texas Construction on all social media. Yeah, that's it. You don't need my phone number, so don't call me.
Sounds good, Jesse. Thank you for sharing that. And for our final question of the day, what is most inspiring to you today?
Honestly, my 2-year-old son. Yeah, that's
Aw.
all the stuff that goes on in business and all the stress that I deal with. Going home and seeing him and him light up is just that's it. That's everything for me. So, yep.
That, that's amazing. Well, thank you again for being on the show. It's been truly inspirational to talk to you today.
Awesome. Thank you.